Good afternoon, everybody. I'm PA Figs. I hope everyone is doing well this winter. Well, snow's here. It was almost 65 degrees here just this last week, and now we're into a cold spell. They're talking about it getting down into the teens at night, and it's gonna be chilly. I've moved most of my figs into the garage. There's a few that I've left out that are probably not going to make it through next year. That one right there is my Brogiotto Bianco. That proves it needs a fig wasp in order to hold on to its fruit. So that's going to be a test to stay out this year just to see if it survives, and if it does, I'll end up using it as rootstock. A couple others. These three here, I just ran out of daylight. We're getting home. It's getting dark around 4:30. Getting home and it's just too dark to move them. So I tried to move them today, and let's just say the tractor did not do too well. The lawnmower that I drag them with did not do well up the hill. So much so I had to actually get somebody to come help me get it up the hill again in order to get back into the garage. So these guys are going to have to wait until it dries out a little bit or freezes over to where I can actually use the tractor. They're too heavy to move by hand. So they may be another test of staying outside this year, and I'd like to at least get the Malta Black on the right, which is the one all the way to the right. I'd like to get that one in. The two on the left are Negrone, and I think the one all the way to the left is Nero 600. They're very similar to a couple of the other figs I'd like, or that I have. So if I lose them, it's not as big of a deal. But the Malta Black is a very individualistic fig, so I'd like to try to save that one if I could. But let's go ahead and take a look at someplace a little bit warmer, and that's the greenhouse. Let's see what it's like in here today. Nice and warm. Looks like it's about 65 degrees in here. And beautiful green and flowers, and I've got some oranges and figs ripening. This will really lift your spirits on a cold winter day, to say the least. These are my Satsuma bumper crop oranges. And if you've never had a Satsuma orange, please add it to your bucket list. The flavor is, very similar to other oranges. Real good orange flavor. What makes them different is how easily they peel. You pick them off and the peel just comes right off of them. It makes it a pleasure to eat an orange, as opposed to sometimes you have to struggle to get an orange to open. I haven't eaten some more of these cold edame ramadas. I've got a couple more that are just about ready. It's not a equivalent to a summer ripened fig, but it's something to help you pass the winter months through. And my Bordeaux Negro Ramada, you can see that one down the bottom left split. Unusual. These don't normally split, but I think with the change of temperatures and stuff, it just, it's having some splitting issues, but, they're definitely still producing. I was surprised that it was still putting out figs. It's been warm enough, I guess. It's not growing, very well, but it's still growing. I have no idea what this is up here. I don't know if that's I don't know what the heck that is. Very different. It's like the leaf is shedding or something. Huh, weird. Let's see, what else do we have going on? I was trying some cuttings just to see if they would root in the cooler greenhouse temperatures. So far, not looking good. But we'll see what happens. Figs are pretty resilient. You can see the tops sort of drying out on this one back here. But the bottoms should stay pretty lively. It's no different than keeping them in your fridge, as long as I keep them moist. We'll see what happens. And then I've got some air layers over here that I really need to put on eBay. It's just a matter of finding the time, and I have had a lot going on lately, so I have not gotten these up on eBay yet. I'm overdue. Let's see, what do we have? First one's over here. I don't even remember what they were. Luckily I labeled them. This is a Soda Sicilian. I managed to get 2 Soda Sicilians to root, which was very good because the air layers seem to be the way to go with Soda Sicilian. They're very difficult to root with just taking cuttings. And this guy here is another Soda Sicilian. This big guy here, actually, I think I might keep. I believe that's a Genovese Nero. I wanted to have an extra one of those. Let's see what this guy is. He is... there we go. This is an I-258. You can see the nice roots on him. And I believe this guy here is... Boy, it's a good thing I labeled these. It's amazing how fast you can forget what's what. This is Norde Barbentin. And a Borsot Blanca Negra that I'm hoping this air layer... The air layer had a little bit of roots on it. You can see them down there. I'm hoping that'll continue to root so I can disconnect that air layer for the spring. And you can see it got a little bit of damage on the tips from the cold. So that's going to have some dieback. Let's see how far. It looks like it's probably going to die back to about here at the very least. See, there's no green there. Let's keep going down. And there's a little bit of green there. Oops, sorry, I had the camera off. So, looks like this whole piece is gonna... Well, this piece looks still alive, but quite a bit of dieback, surprisingly. I think some of the warm weather we've had may have actually been more detrimental than if it had gone straight into winter. But we'll see what happens. A couple of Black Madeira cuttings that I had broken off when moving my Black Madeira in. They seem to have some roots. I can't easily pull them out of the soil here, but just I think not warm enough in the greenhouse to do much else. You know, at 50 to 60 degrees I keep it at normally is just not enough to have active growth. Although, I'll tell you what, this geranium really loves it up here. You see it's getting some new blooms coming up on it, and it's having a great old winter so far. But it's supposed to get down to the teens, and we'll see what that thermometer does as the outside gets into the teens. Either way, plants should be glad that they're in here as opposed to out there. Starting to get the winter doldrums, and we still have a good 4 months left before spring. Oy. Alright, well I hope everybody's looking forward to the holidays, and if you got any good Christmas ideas for fellow fig enthusiasts, feel free to post some comments. Alright, I'm PA Figs. Have a warm day.